Next up, we have Miss Candace Guppy Sobion. I'm pretty sure all of you guys probably have gone to her boat ride or an event that she's done before because it's an amazing event that she has. She's an entrepreneur. She is the founder of Candy Coated Travels and Events, and she has a really interesting story. She's definitely somebody, she's within my age group and definitely somebody that I am inspired by. So I'm excited for you guys to hear what she has to say.
Good day, guys. Happy Sunday. So I'll start with a tweet. Now, this tweet was a tweet that changed my life. And when I say changed my life, it did not go back to the way it was. And I retweeted the tweet and I said, whoa, I needed to see this at this exact moment. And the tweet it was from Pope Francis that said, other people are gifts to be received with respect, especially if they are weak and frail, because Christ comes to meet us in them. And the reason I needed to see that at that very moment is that let me back up and give you a little context. So this was crop over Saturday. It was just after Caesar's army ambush. I had gotten home. But what people do not know is that I had suffered with a stiff neck for the past 2 weeks. And up till this point, I was suffering through it. So when I first got the stiff neck, it was at a point of a pain level of about 9. And I was going from country to country between family, friends, and fetting, trying to balance it all and still, maintain a happy, healthy family at the same time. And so we had gone from Rogue launch. The next day, I decided to go and spend Saturday with my friends in Toko, and I decided I wanted to cook for them too. I came back home, and that Saturday, I decided to fly to New York and on Sunday, and then I had to fly to Toronto on Wednesday. Monday morning, I woke up, and there was a stiff neck. I could not move. Thank God my sister was there because she was able to pick up the slack. So I carried on for a week, went to Toronto, had 2 events, through a pop-up event. I had no idea why. Just hype, hype. So I threw that event. We had the cruise the next day. Still stiff neck. I had gone to see a chiropractor for 2 days while I was in Toronto because I was like, I got to get this thing fixed ASAP because I had to get back to life, So didn't go. I mean, it probably went down a little bit, but I was still struggling through it. After the cruise on Saturday in Toronto, I decided to fly to Barbados to be there for my husband's event the next day. So another flight. So I'm in Barbados now and I'm carrying through for the week. We have the cruise on Carnival on Crop Over Friday and still struggling, but the pain would have gone down considerably. And so Saturday now, ambush morning, I went to ambush and I come back. And this tweet came up about 10:18 a.m. And I said I needed to see it at that very moment. Because at that point, I was struggling with 2 particular friends who had come to Crop Over to distract me with, vibes while I'm there working and demanding of me my hospitality. And they were being very difficult. And I took that tweet to understand that I needed to love them anyways. And so I go to sleep and I wake up because it's ambush, right? So I have to take a nap when you come home. So I go to sleep and I wake up about 3 o'clock and I'm struggling to get off the bed. And in my struggles, when the pain has gone down considerably, a voice comes on that says, "What are you doing? Get up." So I got up the bed immediately because it was a voice that I could not ignore. It was a voice of authority. I had never heard it before, but I knew exactly what it was. It was a voice that I could not listen to. So I got up immediately, knowing what it was. I don't think I had the pain after that. So that set me, some people may know, some people may not, but I typically had an event on Ash Wednesday in Tobago. A year later, which was last year, August, again, that voice told me that I needed to take that event off. And it was a voice that I could not ignore. So I tried ignoring it. I tried working through it. I tried reasoning with it. it wasn't happening. I gave the green light to do the event, and then I didn't feel peace at all, and I said, no, pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. I knew the voice, it was a very positive, clear indication that I needed to remove this event. So what I'm getting to is the stiff neck the year before, it led me to a point of stopping, pausing, and realizing that there is balance is needed. Now, we sometimes chase this success and chase the money and chase the hype, because that hype could feed into your ego. And yes, it fed into my ego, you know. I was throwing this best boat ride, and people would come in, and they would just come in, and I'm like, yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good, and I'm going to keep throwing more, but I keep doing all these things. But, so I'll go back to that tweet, and at that point, I realized that my mission was to go out there and love these people, but not just these people, but everybody. And at that point, I realized the power of positive thinking. Now, it started with me because I had to think positively about other people to even get to the point of loving them. And so the negative thoughts that I would have of them, I had to stop myself. I stopped myself and I said, is this thought going to contribute positively to this person's life? No. Take it back, don't say it. And so just through practice, maybe 21 times, 33 times, I was able to stop myself and say, is this thought a positive thought? No. And so I started to realize I was thinking positively about people around me. I was not saying negative things to them because I started to understand the power of my words. And so a couple months later, I realized, but wait, how do I be positive to myself? You know, because I'm being positive to them, but I'm very hard on myself, I'm harsh, and I'm my biggest critic. So there came a point where I realized that I was very indecisive. You know, I'd want to go out and I'd have to try on a million outfits. I'd have to put my hair up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down to figure out which way looked better. Wear this hat, not wear this hat, not wear this hat. And I see my twin there, big up. You know, we spent a weekend in Tobago. Now, this story is a little off the career part. It's very personal, right? But I felt like I needed to share the truth and the true story. So, you know, she was there, and out of love, each time I would say, up, down, she would say, what do you want to do? What are you comfortable doing? What does Candace want to do? And by the seventh time, I was about to say, you know, up, down, she said, I was able to ask myself the question, what does Candace want to do in this very moment? And it brings me here to speak to you ladies, to speak on a point that many people would have brought up already, of society, and society being harsh. And women are harsh, and women are this, and women are that. But I want to say that these women and that society is us. It's us here sitting in this room because we see somebody and we feel that we have the authority to say, your dress, what's she wearing that dress? That makeup and blend too good. She shouldn't wear that. But that's not your business. So as I started to realize how much control this society had over me, because the reason I'm going up, down is because I'm thinking, what would people say? What would people think? And as I started now to walk in that, what does Candace want? I realized how much power Candace held. So, but it all goes back as well to hearing that voice of God. That voice was God to me, that I heard. Now, I would just back up a little bit, and throughout my business career, I felt like I always made good decisions. Sometimes I went up overboard and I took on more risks than I could handle. But people would always ask me, what is your business plan? What's your strategy? And I say, my strategy is my gut. because I go in with what my gut's saying. I didn't know that I had that gut was God. I just saying that's my gut. So now I'm like, okay, I am saying positive things to people. Now I'm able to say positive things to myself because I'm walking in my truth. I'm walking in what Candace wants to do. And so I'm now able to hear that voice very clearly because I don't hear the people around me saying, your eyebrows, need to do. It's looking bad. I deflect those words because I don't portray those words. And they hardly come to me too because I don't say it. And if it's said about me, I don't hear it. But so I want to go back and say it starts with us. And I want to challenge y'all, maybe let's do it now. Look to somebody on your table who you don't know and give them a compliment. Somebody that you don't know. So, what I want to encourage you is to start walking with the power that you have. And I'll share a verse, I can't remember where it's from, but I'll share the verse because I grabbed it and it means a lot to me. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of sound mind. And once you always remind yourself that, you will, the fear just sinks away. Now I want to tell you a really cool story before I wrap up. So just listening to that voice, listening to that gut, I try to trust it as much as I can. Of course, I have fear as well, like sometimes, but I try to remind myself that my faith is bigger than my fear. And so, I still think about what to wear, but now it's a conversation between me and God. So I started making my own clothes. I like this pants, so I wear this pants. So I walked into the store and I said, before I walked into the store, I said, God, lead me to the blouse that is going to go with this pants. I said, lead me to it. Now, I went into the store 2 days before, and I saw a top, and I said, I feel that top is for the pants. It was a white top, right? And I said, Lord, lead me to the blouse that's for that pants. And I'm trying on tops, trying it on. And as I'm inside of the dressing room, I peek out and I said, I feel a green top is going to go with this. And as I peek out, I glance out and my eyes meet this green top. And what reminds me that I'm going down the right path is that we're all wearing green and this is not planned. So I know that walking in that power is where your power is. Yeah? So everybody, I just want to challenge us again to tell you that the society that we think is harsh, it's us. It's us. So do better, be better, think positively. You cannot expect to think positively about yourself and negatively about others and not expect that negative to stay there. It stays there. So get it out and let's get better.
Thank you, Candace. Wow.